Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie z tej strony Korle i zapraszam na kolejną część przygód w grze Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Proszę bardzo, tylko się nie stroj. No i znów wracamy do tych luksusów. Kurczę, no prywatna toaleta. To rozumiem, zamiast papieru to coś takiego nam dali. Jeszcze nie wiem, to jako szlachcic pierwszy dzień tak dopiero spędzamy. Jedzenie przynieśli, no tak można żyć. Halo ludzie złoci, mamy kibel w pokoju prywatny. Co się psuje? Idziemy, chociaż nie, może nim ruszymy. Gracz, rozdamy punkty doświadczenia. Tak się zastanawiałem tutaj między dziedzictwem Marcina a Radzika. No i przyznam, że trochę mnie boli, bo chciałbym wybrać dziedzictwo Marcina, ale to są akurat rzeczy, które bardzo dobrze doskonalimy we własnym zakresie, bo i walka mieczem jest na wysokim poziomie, i rękodzieło, i przetrwanie. To też wszystko ja przypuszczam, że niebawem rozwiniemy na maksa i nam to dziedzictwo na nic się nie przyda. Dziedzictwo Radzika odnosi się do broni ciężkiej, jej nie używamy. Strzelania, bardzo wolno nam idzie rozwój, mimo że trochę strzelamy. I wiedza. Bardzo ważna statystyka, a też niełatwo ją zdobyć, więc no pójdziemy w stronę szlachecką. W sumie dziedzictwo Radzika, jakby nie patrzeć, biologiczny ojciec, więc mamy to we krwi. Może w ten sposób podejdziemy do tego. Alchemia. Tu zastanawiałem się między wodą życia, ale my aż tak często się nie leczymy. Za to miksturki, może coś tam sprzedam, 30% więcej pieniędzy też nie potrzebujemy. To jednak woda życia. Trudne tematy. Trudne się wylosowało do wybrania. Tak samo rzemiosło. To myślę, że dokładna konserwacja, dzięki czemu będą się rzeczy psuły trochę wolniej. Chociaż akurat jak się psują, to jest spoko, bo możemy wykorzystać zestawy do ich naprawy, a wtedy zyskujemy również dodatkowe punkty wiedzy, więc to nie do końca musi być takie złe. W walce odzyskujesz wytrzymałości jeszcze 10% szybciej. Bardzo dobra opcja, bo tej wytrzymałości nigdy za wiele w walce, więc jeżeli odzyskamy ją szybciej, tylko lepiej. No właśnie, a będąc przy uszkodzeniach, no nie, nasz strój w miarę to wygląda. Będzie trzeba wybrać się do miasta, coś sprzedać, zobaczyć. I with you. Oj tak. Ciekawe, czy Katarzyna też to potwierdzi. Cześć, Piotrze. Ach, Piotrze. Moment. A ten cały jednooki, gdzie się zjawił? Znaczy, gdzie siedzi? Może pewnie śpi jeszcze. Ha. Miło to słyszeć, ale widzę już misje poboczne nam się gdzieś tutaj w tle odpalają. Już będzie za czym biegać. No, zobaczymy, czy będzie ich tak samo dużo jak przy poprzednim spotkaniu, czy na poprzedniej mapie, o może tak. To pewnie, że tylko ty. Albo aż my. No tu mogłoby być szerzej, szczególnie patrząc na to, jak to jest długie zejście. Znajdzie się takich dwóch wojaków, którym się nic nie chce. Zaraz drugi będzie próbował wejść na górę i nigdy stąd nie zejdziemy.
How did it go? I went to see him, but he threw me out. And yours?
Okay.
Meine Dame, we aren't idle here. My men train like that every day.
Admirable. If Sigismund and his army happened to turn up, you'd have 2 warriors.
Nobody else can help.
But why would he come here?
Why wouldn't he? Lord Pisak used to be the king's mint master, and everyone knows he's on Wenceslas's side.
Yes, but
But I'm sure you're not afraid of him.
you're right. Let the ginger fox come. Our walls will hold back his army.
Or most of them, at least.
What?
I'm just a simple village woman. But the wall above the gate is crumbling like stale bread.
What?
And the towers. The local villagers have them stuffed with hay.
But, good wife, you
My
don't
znamy
know
tę
what you're
murę.
talking about.
My znamy tę
There was
murę.
a lot of rain and a storm destroyed the hay sheds.
As I say, I'm just a simple village woman. But still.
I do what I can.
And I wouldn't dare say otherwise, sir.
Ty, I can. Wiesz, że jest zajęta.
Lo, the worth Henry of Skalitz. I'm just holding a discussion with the captain here about his desolate fortress.
That's not how I'd put it. In the end, as mein Großvater said, the strength of a castle is measured by its garrison. And mine is one of the best in the region. What do you say, lad? Am I right?
Kolego, co ty masz jakiś problem z wieżą? No cóż. Wasza załoga to żart, nie interesuje mnie wojaczka, wasi żołnierze budzą respekt. A niech się cieszy, chociaż przypuszczam, że koleżance się nie podobają.
I have to admit, the soldiers here look pretty fearsome. I wouldn't want to come up against them in battle.
I get the feeling you'd run instead of facing them, though. Eh?
Leave him be, meine Dame. Nobody with any sense would take on my men.
No i namówił. Chętnie się zmierzę,
look here.
tylko
I was
pozwólcie
just
się
being
przebrać.
I'd happily take on your men.
Ach ja?
Do you fancy yourself a knight?
Come, Junge. We'll stuff your clothes with straw, so you don't come to any harm, and let you have a go against one of ours. Pulcock, come here! The first to bleed loses.
Kurczę, jakbym wiedział, to bym się napił. Czegoś mocniejszego. Kolega chyba... O! Ty możesz kontrować? To co, pogadamy? Widziała? Widziała? Proszę bardzo.
Excellent, Henry.
It was nothing.
Gut gemacht. You have my admiration. You really are good with the sword. I hope my idiots learned a thing or two from you.
You should receive some kind of reward for that feat.
And what rewards would you have in mind?
I was rearranging our saddlebags, and I remembered I took a small memento from Trotsky.
Oh. What is it?
A hunting crossbow. I even think it's von Berghoff's. I was meaning to sell it, but it might serve you better.
My word. Thank you. I better go and find Zizka. The Margrave is expecting us.
I saw Zhishka next to the stables. There was some girl hanging around him.
Do you want to come with us to see Jobst?
Not really. I'll go and pack my things instead. I have a feeling we'll have to leave soon.
Why?
A woman's intuition.
No nic, sobie w nagrodę postrzelamy, jak rozumiem, ale to tak, zobaczmy tę kuszę. Kurczę, 380 jakby się szybko ładowała. Kiedyś ten łuk trzeba zmienić, ale póki co byłbym za tym, żeby nas wyprać. Słuchaj, szybka akcja, bo idzie... Aha, znowu pomyliłem was, dziewczyny. Szybka. Czekaj, ty nas nie będziesz mył, nie? Nie? Tak to... Może... Kolego, spokojnie, to jest kolejka. Co, sam się myje? Gdzie jest ta koleżanka od mycia ubrań? No to nic, to. Musimy sobie sami poradzić. Jak nie ma dziewczyny, to też damy radę. Tylko nigdzie nie widzę tej michy do mycia. O, tu jest. Ciebie szukałem. Ciebie też w sumie.
This. I fell off the battlements at Luxembourg Castle.
Lord above! From the walls! And were you conquering or defending that castle, sir?
Well, depends on how you look at it. We were storming a wine cellar, you see.
Ah, I do see. Only maybe you shouldn't go around telling people that, sir. It doesn't sound too heroic.
So what? Heroes like to have a drink too, now and again. I've got loads of scars from real battles anyway. Like here, on my other arm. A groom hit me with a crossbow nearby Yitchin. The boy was nearly 15. Poor fella.
That's how I lost my sweetheart.
Someone shot him?
No, he shot someone else.
Ah, I see.
And what about your eyebrow, sir? It seems a bit crooked. Do you have a scar there too?
Aye. I nearly lost my eye.
Also in battle?
No, I was a lad. I made a bet with some friends that I could run all the way down the Devil's Slope without stopping once. That's what we call this one really steep hill. Once you started down it, you either had to run all the way to the bottom or tumble all the way there.
And you went tumbling?
I did nothing of the sort. I ran down. But as I was celebrating, prancing about like a deer, I tripped on a root. I landed on my head and cracked it open on a stump. An inch or two off, and I'd have lost that eye.
A nam takich rzeczy nie chciał
How
opowiadać,
are
no.
things, Captain?
What do you think? I've seen better days. And you, youngster?
Tak samo. Dobrze jest. Bywało lepiej tak samo.
Not so great. I'm feeling pretty battered.
Just wait until you've been through as much as I have.
Nah, don't say that. You still have your strength. A real man of iron.
A damned rusty one, I'd say. But enough chat. I see Jobst has returned to the fortress.
That's why I'm here. They're expecting us. I wanted to take Catherine along too, but she said she'd rather get the horses ready.
She's doing the right thing, and you better run ahead and greet the Margrave. I'll join you shortly.
Are you expecting trouble?
I always expect trouble. Jobst has turned coats more times than I can count. And the way things are these days, I'd rather have horses standing by, even on a visit to my parents.
What about that dry devil of yours? Did you find out where he went?
No, nobody asked him where he was going, but it seems they're hoping it's as far away as possible. I'm not surprised. If I know him, he wasn't the ideal guest.
At least Jobst might know where he is.
He might. To be honest, that's the only reason for talking to him.
Should I really go and see Jobst on my own? He's a Margrave, though.
So what? You already know him better than I do. You met him in Ratai. I only know what I've heard about him.
All right, but he sent for us both. How's it gonna look?
A bit odd, I suppose. But you must understand, I'm doing this for our benefit. The less time I spend with a Margrave in one room, the better.
All right, then. I'll be going then.
To w drogę, ale czy to oznacza, że już możemy się spotkać? Słuchaj. My i tak z Katarzyną się mamy tam spotkać, jakieś większe plany szykujemy. Teraz tak, co tutaj słychać? Bo widzę, że już misje poboczne na mieście. Informator! No miło, tylko nim pójdziemy do informatora, to może spotkajmy się, tak? Tutaj nas zapraszają. Czy to tędy mamy wejść? Przejść? Można? Nawet trzeba chyba. Czekaj, kapitanie, ty masz jakąś potrzebę? To ty jesteś informatorem? Mówią, że Zygmunt osiadł w okolicy.
I heard Kuttenberg surrendered to Sigismund, and his army is running amok here in the area.
They are. These dreckigen Hurensöhne are angry, you see? They thought they would rake in the silver from the Kuttenberg mines. But they couldn't have been more wrong. Sigismund kept all the treasure for himself. Why should he pay them out of his own pocket when the local lords are feeding them?
What? I don't understand.
Dann pass mal auf. As soon as the soldiers began looting the villages around the city, the local nobility quickly decided it's better to pay them Lösegeld.
So that Hungarian bastard is getting rich, while the locals feed his army.
Das trifft den Nagel auf den Kopf. And yet, that carrot-top Schweinehund lets the monks in the Zealots monastery fuss over him while he receives legations from the whole kingdom.
Do you know by chance how to get into that monastery where Sigismund is staying?
Wie bitte? Hast du den Verstand verloren? You can forget about that. You won't get in there. And listen closely to what I tell you. I don't know what you're planning, but I'll give you some good advice. Leave Sigismund alone. The wheels of justice grind slowly, but surely. You'll see. You'd better be glad you still have your head.
Did Sigismund also attack Suchdol?
Oh yes, as soon as he got here. But my men know what to do. Mit der Hilfe Gottes, we fended him off and forced him to negotiate. Mein Herr Peter, however, had to pay him a fat Lösegeld to leave us in peace. The villagers in the vicinity fared even worse.
What happened?
They raised Mesolas and Opatowitz. There was nothing left but ashes and stones. They haven't been here since then, but who knows what tomorrow may bring. Der Teufel soll Sigismund holen.
How do things work around here? Is there something I should be wary of?
Not really, except for the Sigismund military camp at Opatowitz. And it isn't really all that safe in the raised villages either. Diese Banditenbanden have settled in there. A bunch of dossers who'll easily cut your throat for a piece of bread. Ah, so God will. These evil times will soon be over.
How do I get to Kuttenberg from here?
Das ist nicht schwer. You just take the main road to the east, and then you'll see the church towers. Or you can also follow your nose. There's smoke rising from the Kuttenberg smelters day and night. The smell is hell, but it's worth it for the silver. In fact, the silver's why Kuttenberg is the second richest city in the kingdom, right after Prague.
Where did you say Sigismund's army is camped?
Unfortunately, they're close. They've occupied the hill above the main road near Kuttenberg, so no one could just come and help the town. When you walk out of the village and look toward Opatovice, you should see the flags flying above their camp. Pah, that Hungarian camp is like a boil. It's just festering and we just can't get rid of it.
Ja mogę się pozbyć, jak chcecie, no.
I need to top up my supplies. Where could I find some merchants here?
You'd be better off asking the innkeeper Slivka in the village about these things. He knows everyone from far and wide. And that's no surprise, because he makes such good spirits.
How's it going, Captain? Do you have any work for me?
Sehr interessant. I thought you were helping Shishka.
What of it? So is there anything you need a hand with, Frenzel?
Was soll ich sagen? After our Lord paid ransom for us to the Chaiskel Cherton, there is peace here. Fortunately. Aber warte. Actually, there is one thing. You ought to have a word with our huntsman Dobrosch. He might have eine Aufgabe for you. See, someone poached a white roebuck in his territory the other day.
A white roebuck? That's a rare sight.
Ja, and Dobrosch takes it as a personal offense. So go easy on him, hörst du?
What exactly do you mean by that?
Just ask him if there's anything new happening in his territory, and wait until he tells you himself. Oh, ja. He really doted on that creature. Und das war alles. I don't have anything else.
All right, thank you. I'll ask around.
I'd like to learn something.
What are you interested in?
Czego uczę? Fechtunek, broń ciężka, broń drzewcowa. Łej, po 1500. Szalone z tymi cenami. No dobrze, ale patrząc na to z innej strony, to rozumiem, że będziemy mogli zarobić coś więcej. A ta literka H to co? Gdzieś tutaj jest nasz kolega? O, cześć dziewczyno. Możemy pogadać?
God be with you, sir.
Jak się żyje? Gdzie jest jedzenie? Jaki jest pan? Wszystko.
So, what's life like here?
What can I say, lad? It used to be better. There was peace and quiet while King Charles was alive. But those sons of his aren't up to much. Warring against each other. They should be ashamed. We're lucky we have Sir Peter. He won't allow us to come to any harm.
Ano.
What's Sir Peter like?
Oh, he has a heart of gold. God smiled on us when he sent us Sir Peter. But he has a terrible sweet tooth. He eats nothing but preserves and sweet dumplings with curd cheese. And when he does feel like some meat, he demands nothing but chaffinch.
Wykorzystamy to.
You wouldn't happen to know where Lord Hinnock of Kunstad went, would you? He was a guest here only recently.
You mean that bony knight? I can't help you, I'm afraid. I don't stick my nose into the Lord's affairs. That wouldn't be right.
I'm a bit hungry. Do you have anything to eat?
That's not possible. I had you sent breakfast in bed. Susanna was supposed to take it to you. Farewell, my
Kurczę,
friend.
no przyniosła, tylko my mamy taki metabolizm szybki. Gerta, chcesz pogadać? A żona kapitana, to co tam kapitan się do naszej Katarzyny zalecał? O, ja myślę, że wypadałoby donieść. W każdym razie, no musimy znaleźć naszego gościa, on chyba siedzi w głównym salonie, tak tutaj. Jakoś na górze, przynajmniej ostatnio to trwały rozmowy.
Henry. Where's Captain Zizka?
He got held up.
I received a report that von Bergov's banner is flying in the camp of my dear cousin Sigismund, so I assume the negotiations at Trotsky didn't go too smoothly.
No, sir. I don't have good news for you, I'm afraid.
Well, good or bad, I'm sure you have plenty to report. So what happened with von Berghoff at Trotsky?
Przez Bergowa mam problem z zaufaniem. Że już wszystko wiecie? A nas zdradził. Zobaczmy tak.
I beg your pardon, Margrave, but I have the feeling you already know everything.
Really? I have the opposite feeling. These days, I seem to be completely in the dark. John of Liechtenstein, my court spy, I suppose you could say, has mysteriously fallen silent. But there's one thing you're right about. I have a fair idea about what you got up to at Trotsky. Now, let's get to a more important question. I heard you ended up in von Berghoff's dungeon. And judging by the state you were in when you arrived, I expect they didn't treat you too well. You didn't reveal anything important there by any chance?
Boguta zdradził. Zdradziłem Liechtenstein? Nic nie powiedziałem.
Well, they asked questions, yes. But I was counting on that and prepared myself for it.
How did you prepare yourself?
Well, I mainly told them things I was pretty sure von Berghoff already knew. Like that Radzig is a supporter of Wenceslas, that you and I met in Ratai.
And was he satisfied with that?
Well, I don't think he expected anything more from a simple servant of Lord Capon.
That's true. I must say, Henry, you've pleasantly surprised me. You can keep a cool head as the world around you burns. You'll make it far. Thank you for the news. You're free to go if you want. But I would be glad if you stayed at the fortress. As soon as it's possible, you can join a legation heading for Rattay. I'm sure you already want to go home.
Jestem zaszczycony, lecz nie chcę, nie mogę odpuścić. O, no właśnie, pan Ptaszek.
What? Go home? I can't. I have to rescue Sir Hans. I made a promise I'd protect him.
A noble thought. But you mustn't worry about Lord Capon. I'm sure von Berghoff has him trapped in a gilded cage.
But I made a promise, sir.
I understand, but honestly, Lord Capon is now safer than you or I. The most sensible course now is to wait for the ransom demand.
Margrave.
Captain Zizka. Henry and I were just discussing Lord Capon.
Yeah, the Margrave thinks he's in no danger, and we should wait for a ransom demand.
As one does.
I wanted to talk to you about something else. I suppose you're wondering why your friend Hinnek, also known as the Dried Devil, isn't here?
Oh, there's plenty of gossip going on around the fortress. You and Pisek refused to grant him asylum.
Asylum is for those in distress, Captain. Hinnek came to burn and pillage. I have quite different plans.
No. And what might those be, Margrave? Sitting and talking while King Wenceslas rots in a dungeon. What would I expect? Not so long ago, you were conspiring with Sigismund against Prokop, your own brother.
It would be futile trying to explain to you the intricacies of the Luxembourg's dynastic politics. Let me just explain that that was what was called for in the situation. But I assure you that I am now acting in the best interests of this country and of King Wenceslas.
You're acting first and foremost in your own interests. Everyone knows that.
Strong words coming from a man who earns his bread by killing merchants on the road. No offense intended. I applaud your art. The pen is mightier than the sword, but there are times when it's vice versa. Enter!
All ready to leave now, sir?
Good. It's high time. I expect the captain was about to leave anyway. Are you not?
With pleasure.
And you, Henry?
Me? Well, sir, I made a promise.
I understand. I won't attempt to keep you here by force. But bear in mind, I have concluded a very fragile truce with Sigismund, which gives us time to get ready. And if anyone should disrupt my plans with headstrong acts of violence, there will be consequences. Grave consequences. I consider this matter closed. Farewell and good luck.
I get the feeling Yopes didn't make a great impression on you. Are we leaving?
Yeah. And Henry's going with us.
Wait, you'll help me find Capon?
Sure. But we'll need people for that. And information. Catherine, I've got a job for you.
Yes?
Go to Kuttenberg. Find out what happened to Liechtenstein. If anyone knows what's going on in this godforsaken country, it'll be him. In the meantime, we'll go and find Dry Devil and his band.
Good luck. I'd go all the way to Rome to spy if it kept me away from the devil.
Let's go.
Możesz opłacić przewóz między regionami. To w ten sposób wracamy na troski. A czekaj, już lecimy za tobą.
What is your plan, anyway? Go from village to village, hamlet to hamlet, until we find him?
That won't be necessary. We just have to visit places where you can get booze.
Oh, so all the taverns and dens in the region?
If it comes to that.
I'm up for that.
Don't get your hopes up. We'll have a beer, listen to the local rumor mill, and if we don't find anything, we'll pay up and move on.
Where do we start?
I have heard of a place that's a favored meeting spot of bandits, poachers, and all kinds of scum. If I was looking for the devil, or at least someone who knows something about him, that's where I'd go.
Sounds like a good place to start. And if we find the devil, what then?
If we're really to step on Sigismund's toes, we need capable men. And the devil's capable. Of anything, really.
I'm not sure what the three of us can achieve.
Hinek's not alone. He has the devil's pack.
Who?
That's what his band is called. They're exactly the sort of men we need.
And what do you have in mind when you say step on Sigismund's toes? What about Liechtenstein and Capon?
The same thing we did to von Berghoff. But don't worry. It's gonna take a lot of time before we're ready. In the meantime, hopefully Catherine will find out where young Liechtenstein is hiding. If his spy network really lives up to the legend, he'll surely know where they're keeping young Capon.
I hope so. And when he's free, then we can step on Sigismund's toes. I'm sure Lord Capon will be happy to help.
In that case, he'd be better off staying in captivity. So, what do you say? Shall we speed up?
Aye. The sooner we get there, the better.
Jeszcze będzie czas popodziwiać okolice. Tak przynajmniej mi się wydaje. Kawał drogi, to szczęście, że w sumie się wybraliśmy w ten sposób.
We're here. Our journey hasn't proved to be in vain. Keep your hand on your hilt, Henry. Around here, you never know.
W ten sposób mówisz, że tutaj się spotykamy. Jak tu charyzma 15 tylko na tym. Co to takie za 25-15? Nie przegadamy nikogo. Jedyne, co nas może ratować, to standardowo minta Henryka i chyba nic lepszego nie będzie. Ewentualnie lew, dawaj. Trzeba go zużyć w końcu. Charyzma 29. No i już zupełnie inaczej to wygląda. Możemy iść. Broń w gotowości, my też. To co? Ruszamy?
I warned you you had it coming, you drunk.
Hang on. I didn't see it. Does feel better when I've had a drink. It's a gift from God.
Either you pay us back our coin, or you can leave your head with us.
you wouldn't get a crossing for no turnip like mine.
You're right about that.
I'd have a use for that turnip. But I can only pay for it with iron.
Shiska?
You turn on your heel and get going, if you value your life. You might have noticed there's more of us than you.
That can be fixed.
No, zakładałem trochę inny przebieg tych rozmów pokojowych. Cóż. Więc lew może się nie do końca tu przyda w tym wszystkim. Chyba że będą mieli problem z oddechem. To może nawet się udać. On jest nasz! Proszę bardzo.
Do I have to pull you out of trouble again? I see you're still a drunkard.
It's good to see you too, Shiska. What happened to...
That doesn't matter now.
Huh? Who's that? Where's your old band?
You're looking at all that's left of it.
I see we have a lot to talk about.
That we do. Anyway, this is Henry. Henry, this is Kubienka.
Hiya, lad. And thanks for the help. You're handy with a sword.
Thanks.
Not that I couldn't handle them myself.
He would be one of the best archers north of the Alps. If he wasn't drunk or with one arm in the stocks all the time.
Shouldn't we leave before someone notices the corpses?
Easy, lad. This was the devil's den. If we behave ourselves, the innkeeper will just charge us a cleaning fee, and that will be that.
There will be plenty of time to get acquainted with the local customs. We're looking for the devil. Where is he?
Well, when I said we have a lot to talk about, now is the time. This is the innkeeper, Dreadlight.
Gentlemen, I won't have this. You're murdering my guests and making a mess.
They started it.
They've been drinking on credit for half a day. Who's going to pay for this now?
If you search their pockets and sell their weapons, that should cover it. And I have a feeling Kubienka here owed them some dice winnings.
I didn't cheat.
Pay him.
All right, then. What did I do to deserve you? Here you go.
Ah, I see you are a nobleman and a generous one at that. You didn't have to, but thank you. I'm much obliged. You don't need to worry about anything. We'll clear away the corpses, pour some sand on the blood, and no one will know what happened here.
That's nice of you. But leave us alone now.
Nobody will be looking for them anyway. Only the catchpoles would be interested in them. You might even get a reward.
Did you hear, Lord Chiszka?
Yes, I did. Of course. I'm leaving. Just call if you need anything.
Kto to w ogóle jest? Jesteś tu tylko ty z czartem? O!
Is it just you and the devil here? Where's the rest?
That's the problem.
What problem?
Well, I'm alone here.
Where's everybody else?
I'd like to know that too. When the devil was captured, they scattered. Some are dead, some ran for the hills. Some are probably holed up somewhere drinking.
What? The devil's been captured and that's how you tell me the news?
Who captured him?
How should I know? Some armed bastards.
Shit, Kubienka, you must know who came after you and why.
Well, we botched this job in Kuttenberg. It was supposed to be a breeze, but the fuckers outnumbered us 3-1. Before we could react, they knocked the devil down and pounded on him like a deaf man on a door. Ada and I tried to help him, but we just couldn't.
Fuck.
It pisses me off that we had to leave him there. But we would have been captured.
Do you know where they're keeping him?
Why? The town guard took him. So he's probably in the town jail?
Fuck. There's no way we're getting him out of there.
My words. Otherwise, we would have gotten him away from those fuckers a long time ago. Not even a mouse can get him there. We can't pull off something like that.
How long has it been since he was captured?
I've been sitting here drinking ever since it happened. So, maybe a week, maybe even a month. More like a month.
A month? They haven't hanged him yet.
That's the thing. The devil's famous. Lots of people want him dead. But they won't give him the news or the axe. They want to send his soul to the Lord in a much worse way. The devil is a proper bastard, but not even he deserves that.
What are they planning to do with him?
The devil's got a fat price on his head. He's the most feared robber baron in Bohemia. There are several empty tents in Sigismund's camp, thanks to him. They really want to relish his death. They'll take him to their camp outside of town for that.
Who told you that?
When someone owes you a dice wager, they'll spill him what they don't know. They say the people of Kuttenberg can't wait to see him gone.
If they're going to move him, that could be our chance. We'll wait for them and free the devil.
He will be watched by a dozen armed guards. We're only 3. So unless you have 10 men up your sleeve...
I thought the devil would have at least 10 men. But other than that, it makes sense. I don't think we'll have another shot.
I was going to hire some muscle for help here, but I got thirsty. You know the rest.
More like I know you. But maybe we'll find someone around here. Everybody'll listen if we mention coin. Can you think of anything else that might come in handy?
Well, how about some hand cannons?
Have you got some?
Well, not on me. But maybe there are some in our old camp. It isn't far.
Maybe.
Maybe. Surely. If I can remember where we hid them. And as luck would have it, they're not far from the road they used to transport the devil.
What place is that?
This narrow gully with a nice curve that backs for something nasty to happen in it. West of here. You can't miss it.
Looks like there's still some sense left in your noggin despite the booze.
And what about me?
You'll go with Kubianka to get the hand cannons. He may be... surely hid somewhere.
Great. At least I won't have to carry them myself.
Don't dilly-dally. And when you have them, meet me at the ambush spot. Keep an eye on him. And don't let him talk your ear off.
Ty, Kubienka, gdzieżeś jest? Tu. No, a to pojedziemy. Kurczę, to może nie być szybka wyprawa. Możemy sprawdzić twego nie możemy. Szerkle, siwek. Gdzieś ty nam uciekł. Bo to jeszcze kiedyś... Kubienka, czekaj. Wiesz, to jest dłuższa historia. Źle zaczęliśmy, kolega, a chciałbym z tobą porozmawiać na różne tematy, no myślę... O!
What a pretty color.
How did you meet Shishka anyway?
We tried to capture him, but he ambushed and captured us instead.
That sounds like Shishka. But that is how friendships for life are made.
With one of them in jail, while the other mocks them through the bars.
Actually, that's how I met my wife.
You have a wife? Where is she now?
Where could she be? Maybe rotting in the jail. I left her there on our wedding night.
Well, if that's what you say.
Oh, come on, Henry. You must have some fun, even if you are about to hang. Do not frown. It does not suit you.
I'm not frowning. I just didn't think it was funny.
Oh, Lord, another war. You get along with Shishka famously, don't you?
I'd gladly laugh if you said something funny.
Looks like I might have to carve a smile onto your face. Maybe a graceful and mysterious one. Like the Virgin Mary's. What do you say? I'll put my heart into it.
Give it a try.
Ha! Really? Sounds like a challenge.
You nearly got killed just now, yet you're stirring shit again.
Oh, well, I cannot help myself. Life's to be lived. And the body's to go to the grave properly fucked up. So I take it easy. As they say in Latin, cop a demon.
So you're a mercenary, cutthroat, swindler, drunk, and on top of that, a philosopher?
I'm a man of many... You know what.
A man of many debts and drinks?
Oh, come on, you do not even know me. We will get to know each other once we have a drink together. Speaking of which... Would you have a drop on you?
No.
Fuck. I never ride out without some supplies. I don't know if I can stand it.
A few more stupid jokes and I'll plug your gob. But it won't be with booze.
You are very lucky to be with Shishka, that you saved me.
I'm starting to regret it.
That's why I like you. We will have so much fun together. I feel it in my bones. But we better pick up our pace. I need to piss.
Czekaj, jak już jesteśmy przy temacie kości, to może zagramy, tak? Myślę, że możemy znaleźć jakiś wspólny mianownik dla naszej znajomości. A przynajmniej na to liczę. Ale widoczki tam z tyłu. Chociaż patrząc na to, jak zaczęliśmy jazdę na koniu, to może lepiej zerkać przed siebie. No to zobaczymy, co z tego wyjdzie. O! Czyżby to tu? Nie, ale mamy na przyszłość obóz, który warto będzie odwiedzić. Kolega, a ty wiesz, co to jest szybka podróż? Nic z tych rzeczy. Ciekawe, czy byś obraził, jakbym teraz... No zobaczmy, mogę zajrzeć do ekwipunku? Mogę. No, kolego, bo my na trzeźwo to tego nie weźmiemy. Ile sznaps ma procent? 20%. Dobre wino? 11%, ale czasem to te dziewczyny na wino lecą. To weźmy bimber ile? 30. Dobra, sznapsik niech będzie, wypij. Ja myślałem, że jakoś zareaguje, ale punktato to dostaliśmy do picia, więc może patrząc na to, z kim tu jedziemy, to przydałoby się to wykorzystać na szybko. Ale miałem wyczucie. Na zdrowie, picie wina i piwa przywróci ci 5 punktów zdrowia, a mocniejszy alkohol wyleczy zatrucie. Mocna głowa. Negatywne skutki są mniejsze. No dobra, to dawaj mocną głowę. Może się przydać, może się przydać. To może być jedna z tych umiejętności, której nie rozwiniemy na maksa niestety. Chociaż jakby tak od czasu do czasu popijać, to najłatwiejsza do rozwinięcia. Ale znów, czy przydatna tutaj czasem? Może jakby iść odwiedzić kumanów ponownie. Ciekawe jakby iść do kumanów, mając już 30 poziom w piciu, to jakby to wyglądało. Kolego, nie chciałeś się zatrzymać gdzieś przy drodze? Bo tak jedziemy. O! Ach, już narobił nadziei. Myślałem, że nieco bliżej. Ale to zakładam, że będzie się przecinało z jakimś szlakiem, gdzie mają transportować tamtego, więc... O! O właśnie.
What a relief. I just better not piss on my boots. Or trip over. Oh, almost done. Not done yet. Finally. There's a path above the stream leading to it. There were also some pretty rocks nearby. And I used to wade through that stream every time he went to visit some lass. Or when he was returning. You can smell the wench from miles away, but he can't take 3 steps in the woods without getting lost. Some people are just made that way. Nothing you can do about it. I mean, if Anna could find the camp, you'll have no problem finding it yourself. Oh, and the hand cannons. They're buried somewhere near the camp. Just a few steps. That much I remember. Maybe by the stream. Or right in it? No, that's not it. Oh, we were drunk. But we're not that stupid. Although, maybe Janos and Edda are. One time, they decided to rob some merchant because we were running out of food and drink. They found one and decided to follow him until he arrived at a suitable place. They followed him almost all the way to Sigismund's camp. So throwing guns in the water actually sounds like them. There should be a shovel around here somewhere.
What are we gonna do now?
Well, welcome to our camp. It's not much, but we called it home.
This mess?
Hey, you don't see me insulting your home.
So where are the cannons?
We hit something down below last time. By the stream, near the boulders, by the uprooted tree. And something is buried a little ways over there.
Don't you remember where you put them?
Well, I have a rough idea. A hazy memory. A hunch.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So? Where are they?
One of those places. Let's look at all of them. They are here somewhere.
We're gonna dig through half the forest.
Nonsense. I'll walk around, get my bearings. You'll see. Anyway, we need a shovel. There used to be one by Janner's tent.
Which one is that?
The one made of leaves. He was so proud of it until he woke up covered in caterpillars.
Come on then. We don't have much time.
Nawet widać, gdzie się ukryła, ale my mamy zawsze swoją łopatę pod ręką, więc myślę, że na misję związaną z wykopkami wybierzemy się już w kolejnym odcinku. A tymczasem dzięki za to, że jesteście, dzięki za to, że gramy razem. Grał z wami Korle. Trzymajcie się. Hej, hej.